Are you reading the headlines? International threats, war in Israel, corruption here at home. When will it end? The trouble is, it might end in disaster. And when the future is unstable, access to food can be limited. You have to secure your own supply. Thanks to My Patriot Supply, you can. My Patriot Supply is the largest preparedness company in the country, and they're dropping the price of their top-selling 3-month emergency food kit. Get a delicious variety of breakfast, lunches, dinners, and more for $200 off. These meals offer 2,000 calories every day. To prepare them, just add water and heat. They buy in bulk, then they pass the savings on to you. Visit preparewiththinkaboutit.com and save $200 on your food security. It's better than any kind of insurance you possibly have. Order by 3 p.m. for free, same-day shipping. Preparewiththinkaboutit.com. Hi, Steve here. It's amazing what you discover when you actually study the Bible instead of just read the Bible. What's the difference? Well, the difference is actually looking up words in Hebrew and Greek to find out what they really mean. I know we're in the last days, and maybe you do too, even though there are still a lot of people in this world who don't have a clue. In the book of Daniel, the angel tells Daniel about 2 things that will be happening in the very end of times. Daniel chapter 12, verse 4 says, "But you, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book until the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall increase." Well, I thought I understood what that meant, but when I studied it further, I found out it meant more than what I thought. To run to and fro simply means travel throughout. There was a time not that long ago where that was just impossible. People couldn't travel all over the world like we do now, but now that we have airplanes that make it possible, we do. Okay, so we have that part figured out, but what about knowledge? I always assumed it meant we'd have these great technical advances in science and technology, and well, it's true, we have that, but that's not what this meant. The original Hebrew translation comes from the Hebrew word da'af, and it means cunning, ignorantly, unawares, or unwittingly. Okay, now I was confused, but this word comes from another Hebrew word, yada, which means to know, to ascertain by seeing, including observation, recognition. It means acknowledge, comprehend. Now that sounds more like we will know things that we didn't understand or know before, as in the hidden, deceitful things being done. And that sounds like what's going on right now. In the book of Hebrews, it starts out, God, who at various times and in various ways spoke in time past to the fathers by the prophets, has in these last days spoken to us by his Son, whom he has appointed heir of all things, through whom also he made the worlds, who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sins, sat down at the right hand of the Majesty on high, having become so much better than the angels, as he has by inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they. When Hebrews says that God spoke to the fathers by the prophets in time past, but now through his Son, it means that if we put all these pieces together, we get the full picture. They simply support each other, they confirm the truth, and they give us the understanding we need. Why do I go back to the book of Enoch? Because he was really the first prophet, and the information and the things that God, through his angels, showed Enoch. What are the things that God wanted his people to know, and he specifically said it was for this generation? So, continuing with Enoch chapter 1, verse 3, "Concerning the elect I said, and I took up my parable concerning them. The Holy Great One will come forth from his dwelling, and the eternal God will tread upon the earth, even on Mount Sinai, and appear from his camp, and appear in the strength of his might, from the heaven of heavens, and all shall be smitten with fear." What did Jesus say in Luke chapter 21, verse 26? men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven will be shaken. Enoch says, and the watchers will quake, and great fear and trembling shall seize them unto the ends of the earth. That's exactly what it says in Revelation chapter 6, verses 15 and 16. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sits on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. How could Enoch know any of this unless God had shown it to him? Verse 6, Enoch wrote, and the high mountains shall be shaken, and the high hills shall be made low, and shall melt like wax before the flame, and the earth shall be wholly rent in sunder, or ripped apart, and all that is upon the earth will perish. Look at 2 Peter 3:10. Peter said, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief in the night, in the which the heavens will pass away with a great noise, and the elements will melt with fervent heat. The earth also, and the works that are in it, shall be burned up. No contradiction. Just two men, thousands of years apart, describing in their own words the same exact thing God showed them. And there shall be a judgment upon all men, but with the righteous he will make peace and will protect the elect. Where else do we see those same promises? In the book of Revelation, chapter 7, verses 3 and 4. Hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we've sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads, and mercy shall be upon them. And they shall all belong to God, and they should be prospered, and they should all be blessed, and he will help them all, and light shall appear to them, and he will make peace with them. And behold, he comes with 10,000s of his holy ones to execute judgment upon all and to destroy all the ungodly. Where do we find that in the New Testament? Jude 14. Jude literally says, and Enoch also, the seventh from Adam, prophesied of these things, saying, behold, the Lord cometh with 10,000s of his saints. And Revelation 19:11 through 14 says, and I saw heaven opened, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him was called Faithful and True, and in righteousness he does judge and make war. Verse 14, and the armies which were in heaven followed him on white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean, and to destroy all the ungodly, and to convict all flesh of all the works of their ungodliness, which they have ungodly committed, and of all the hard things which ungodly sinners have spoken against him. Look at Jude 1:15. This is Jude quoting exactly what Enoch said. Lord willing, I plan on going through the entire book of Enoch. For those of you who understand what Enoch meant when he said in chapter 92 of the book of Enoch, that this book was written for all his children who shall dwell on the earth, and for the future generations who will observe uprightness and peace. Also, Enoch was shown that there are 9 weeks, or I can call them 9 dispensations of time, and where we are right now, we are definitely in the 7th week. That's how close we are to seeing Jesus. Until next time, think about it.